Hello, welcome to my NHL 23 franchise mode. I picked the Ottawa Senators just because I live there, and I'm using a custom roster. It basically gives everyone X factors and improves the players a little bit. Link will be in the description, and the person who made it will also be in the description. Now, the first thing I'm gonna do is I noticed Zaitsev has a really big contract for an 80 overall, so I'm gonna be shipping him off to Chicago for an extra 7th with our 7th. And also Hamnick has a big contract for a 79 overall, so I'm gonna get a 7th for him. And here's a really big thing. How much money does Alex DeBrincat want? Because I've seen it be 1 year for 10 million, 4 years for 9 million, sorry. And it is 7 years for around 10 million. I'm just gonna up it to 10 million. So the contract I'm giving him is 7 years for 10 million. That's really good. And I signed him. The computer also signed Alex Formanton that I had to do, and the computer automatically did that for me. So that's also pretty nice. Here, I really wanted a first round pick, and Calgary wasn't doing well, and their first round pick wasn't costing much, so you could just look at the trade. There's some extra players for Calgary just to make the trade go through, and they said yes. I thought this was a good trade at the time. It totally was not. Now here I'm just simulating some games, and yeah. We had a bit of a win streak there, and now I got offered a good trade, but I didn't want to give up that goalie, so I just switched him out, and the Washington Capitals still said yes. Now, looking at the league here, we're 9th in the league, but our division is insane. We're 5th in our division, but we're 9th in the league. That's kind of ridiculous. Now here I got offered a trade for Cam Talbot. It was an okay trade, but then I looked at the price of Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, and I instantly wanted him. Look, you can look at this trade. We added an extra prospect, and they ended up saying, yes, I really wanted Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen because his trade value was not high at all. Big 10-3 win against Nashville. Now here I want someone to help the push to the playoffs. So Matthew Joseph for the salary cap, a 5th and a prospect to Columbus for Boone Jenner, and he will be a really good third line centerman. Now we're 20-13-2 and got offered a similar trade, but I didn't want to give up that goalie, so I put a worse goalie, and again they said yes. Looking at the points here, Chabot is a point-a-game defenseman. Giroux's leading it with, I think, 50 points. Jacob Chicken is not doing that well. And, yeah, that's where everyone's looking like. We're 28-20-3, and we're 8th in the league. But Calgary, they moved up. That's not good. So, using Calgary's first-round pick, I got rid of it for a whole bunch of different draft picks, a third, another third, and I think a second, expanding through different years. So I thought the trade was so much in Chicago's side, I just didn't record it, but they still said yes. So yeah, it was just a bunch of random draft picks for Calgary's first, and I actually think that was a pretty good trade. 7th round picks are worth so much. You can put them with a 4th line player, and you can get a second out of them. It's kind of stupid, eh? This is our team before the trade deadline, and I didn't really like any of the players, so I just put up a 7th, 2 prospects for a 4th round pick from Montreal. Now looking at this is a bad trade for me, okay? This is really bad, but pairing with that 4th and a 7th, I can get a 2nd from the Rangers, and I don't really hate that now. Ending the season with 47-28-7. We're pretty good. New York beat the win record for history. We just finished above Calgary, just a little bit. Drew and DeBrincat got 88 points. Chabot almost had a point a game with 79. Stutzla, 67. Anton Forsberg played pretty well. Luukkonen, though, was not great. Okay, Luukkonen was not great. Leading the league was Austin Matthews with 66 goals, and we have everything turned on high shot and goal frequency, so that's not unrealistic. And John Carlson got the same amount of assists as Chabot had on the season. Now, lost to the Leafs. Now, that sucks. We were against the third best team in the league, so that sucks. We tried our hardest. It was a close series, but the Leafs ended up beating us, and the Boston Bruins are the Stanley Cup champions, just like in what's going to happen in real life. Los Angeles jumps 7-1, and they get Connor Bedard. And surprisingly, Max Pacioretty, at the age of 34, calls it quits with 642 points. Now we're in the draft, and I'm putting up 2/4. My first, that's 26 overall, for the 15th overall pick from New Jersey. And with that pick, we select top 6 forward high Callum Ritchie, who's 73 overall and has 2 X factors. Next pick, I'm going to pick up a medium elite goalie who could have some X factors. He didn't, by the way, but he is medium elite. And then a steal at the late second round, we get an elite low with a gold X factor. Then my next pick wasn't that great. Oh, man. Then I traded up that person and a bunch of just random people. I didn't think it would go through, and it did. And with that pick, I get an elite low. So this is a pretty good draft. Another elite low for my last pick of the draft. Into the re-sign phase, there's a lot of people to re-sign. There's a lot. So the first thing I will be doing is releasing all of the people that I just don't need. Bad contracts. I'm offering Shane Pinto a 3-year deal for $1.75 million. And then I couldn't get Brandstrom and Zub because they both offered a lot. So my solution was to offer them both contracts and see which one says yes. I couldn't get them both. Dylan Gambrell, I'm going to give you a 1-year deal. You were pretty good. AHL player. You could be in the NHL in a couple of years. And Brandstrom said yes. Pinto said yes. Zub did not say yes, but Gambrell also said yes. But Zub, that's bad. That's bad. AHL player said no. I'm fine with that. AHL player said yes, and another AHL player said yes. With my remaining cap space, Formanton, you're getting a 3-year deal. Same with Bernard Docker, and they both said yes. So we got them for pretty cheap. I forgot to sign all of the rookies, so I'm just doing that now. And then Gambrell is worth 2/3 now, so I'm giving him to New Jersey. And in free agency, I do not have a lot of cap space, as you can see. So the one person I will be signing is Jake Wallman, who does have an X factor in this roster. So I'm just giving him a 1-year deal. I'm just giving him all the money I have, just to make sure he says yes. And that's all of my cap space done. And that's pretty much it. However, I am making one more trade. It's a prospect, a 3rd and a 7th for a 3rd and a 5th from Chicago, just upgrading that 7th to a 5th. And this is our upgraded team. As you can see, a lot of people went up in rating, like a lot. There's a lot of X factors on this team. This will not be our final version. I'm going to switch it up next episode. This is our defense. Defense is looking kind of the same. Brandstrom grew to an 85. Bernard Docker grew to an 84. Wellman still an 81. And we have an 81 scratched Lassie Thompson, who was an upcoming prospect. So I'm feeling pretty good. Chabot's up to a 92. Chikrin's up to an 89. And Sanderson's up to an 87.